Welcome back to the Chapter Café, where stories are steeped slowly and emotions run deep. I'm your host, Kristen, and today we're lacing up our skates and stepping onto the ice because we're talking about Heated Rivalry, the beloved hockey romance by Rachel Reed and its bold, buzzy HBO Max adaptation. Whether you've dog-eared the pages of Game Changers series or binged the show in one snowy weekend, this episode is for you. We'll explore the book's emotional architecture, the show's cinematic swagger, and the delicious tension that makes Hollander and Rosanoff one of the most compelling couples in queer romance. So grab your favorite mug, maybe something strong and a little sweet, and let's dive in. Heated Rivalry is the second book in Rachel Reed's Game Changer series, but for many readers, it's the crowning jewel. It tells the story of Shane, the golden boy of Canadian hockey, and Ilya, his Russian-born rival with a wicked grin and a chip on his shoulder. They've been enemies since their junior league days, but behind the scenes, they've also been secretly hooking up for years. What makes this book so unforgettable isn't just the steamy scenes, though. They're very memorable, but it's also the emotional slow burn. Reed gives us nearly a decade of stolen moments, late-night texts, and aching silences. We feel every beat of Shane's anxiety, every flicker of Ilya's vulnerability. It's a romance built on longing, repression, and the quiet hope that someday, somehow, they'll get to be more than a secret. The book is told in third person, but leans heavily into Shane's perspective. We see how deeply he struggles with his sexuality, his public image, and his need for control. Ilya, meanwhile, is brash and chaotic on the outside, but inside, he's just as scared. Their dynamic is electric, equal parts banter, bitterness, and buried affection. In the hockey, it's not just window dressing. Reed writes with the insight of someone who knows the sport. The locker room culture, the travel grind, the pressure of being a franchise player, it's all there, and it adds weight to every decision the men make. When HBO Max announced they were adapting Heated Rivalry, fans were equal parts thrilled and terrified. Could a show really capture the nuance of the relationship? Would it honor the book's emotional core, or just turn it into another glossy, oversexed drama? The answer is that it's complicated. The show takes bold swings. It condenses the timeline, focusing on a few pivotal seasons rather than the full decade. The pacing is faster, the stakes higher, and the tension is off the charts. Visually, it's stunning. The rink scenes are choreographed like ballet, the hotel room moments are intimate and raw, and the chemistry between the leads is magnetic. They don't just act the roles, they embody them. But the show also makes choices. It dials up the drama, sometimes at the expense of the book's quiet introspection. It's less about what's unsaid and more about what explodes. Still, the show doesn't shy away. In fact, it celebrates. There are more queer characters, more open conversations, and a broader exploration of identity in sports. It's a different flavor, but it's still Heated Rivalry at its core. Both versions succeed, but in different ways. The book is a whisper that lingers, while the show is a shout that echoes. One invites you to feel, the other demands that you watch. Before we wrap up, let's indulge in a little bonus content. If you loved Heated Rivalry, here are a few more stories to keep your fire burning. The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrane is for fans of queer longing and public personas. Icebreaker by A.L. Grazide is another hockey romance with heart, and Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston is an enemies to lovers with a political twist. Heated Rivalry reminds us that love can bloom in the unlikeliest of places. In the glare of stadium lights, in the hush of a hotel room, in the space between a shove and a kiss. Whether you prefer the slow simmer of the book or the cinematic heat of the show, this story is a triumph of tension, tenderness, and truth. Thanks for joining me today at the Chapter Café. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a review, share it with your book club, or send it to your favorite hockey fan. And as always, keep your heart open and your mug full.